WNST, Tassin, Baltimore, and WNST.net. Always good to be doing our community and charity work that we do around here. You're going to be learning more about it at our BaltimorePositive.com website. We're launching that next month. You can already subscribe to Baltimore Positive out on Twitter. All of it brought to you by our friends at Cole Roofing and Gordian Energy, as well as our friends at LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute in Owings Mills. This is a fun story for me because it's about people surviving and people raising money and people doing cool stuff. It's a redemptive day for me because it was 5 years ago today that my wife was diagnosed with leukemia. So when things happen on my timeline and I see people raising money for great causes, it's exactly why Bill Cole and Cole Roofing got us involved, is to tell stories of little things like this that turn into bigger things. As part of her bat mitzvah project, she is having an LLS fundraiser fajita night at Cooper's, where I know the food's good. Up at Cooper's North, I'm more of a Cooper's South guy because I'm more of a Fells Point type of person. Samantha Beck is here with her family, Lisa and Terry. Terry works Cooper's, and you all have put together a night on Monday night. I will not be there. I'm at the NFL owners meetings in Arizona. That should not discourage anyone else from coming out, and anyone that's not hungover after all the corned beef and cabbage last week, or basketball, or opening day coming up. You guys are doing this Monday night. First off, Samantha, welcome in. Welcome in, Terry and Lisa. The story, this is not does everybody do this for bat mitzvah, raise money for LLS? I'm unfamiliar with this part of the program.
No, not everybody goes on the radio.
Well, tell me how this came together, because, we can laugh and have this is serious, and the work that LLS does is serious, and I know for you, you're a young person who has spent a large period of your time exposed to this. I was 45 when my wife got leukemia. It was my first real cancer battle within the framework of my family structure. You've already had great experience with this.
Yeah. Okay. So 7 years ago, when I was in kindergarten, my dad was diagnosed with leukemia, and he was feeling really tired and out of breath. And we found out he had leukemia after he went to the doctors, and they saw his blood work, and he was sent to the emergency room immediately for a blood transfusion.
This is a very familiar story because 5 years ago yesterday, my wife had the same meeting. Here's a box of masks. Go home, pack a bag, and go directly to the emergency room at Johns Hopkins. My wife spent 47 days there. So, yes, I'm very familiar with that journey.
Wow.
Yeah, well, your dad, tell me about your dad. He's still there. Terry, you're with us, yes?
Yes, I am here.
Well, my wife is in the other room too. So, cheers to the survivors and all of you. And
thanks very much.
After all the fighting you've been doing the last 7 or 8 years now that your daughter has an event, you are at Cooper's. I've known Patrick forever. I got to tell you, I knew the original Cooper. So, I was a guest bartender at Cooper's when it first opened back in the 90s. John Sater and a bunch of the guys from Homicide got together. I think Richard Belzer was there that night. We tended bar. And I don't remember what the cause was, but Patrick was probably doing something to help somebody. And I'm sure you were in his life even then. You've known him a long time, right?
Right. Me and Patrick have been best friends. We were both each other's best men in our wedding. I started working for Patrick in the Fells Point location in 2009, and then I moved north to Mays Chapel for Cooper's in 2012. And
it's been there 7 years already?
It's actually 11 years. 7 years in Mays Chapel, correct.
Well, I feel like it's new. I would just say, hey, it's the new Coopers is where I would tell people. Now, my wife and I, we watched some World Cup games up there. I know some of your bartenders up there as well from our Fells Point existence and all that. Tell us how this came to be and what you guys are doing on Monday night along with Samantha, because this really is about her, but it's also about you and it's also about your family because you've had extended family members with lymphoma and leukemia as well, correct?
Correct. Not only do I suffer from hairy cell leukemia, my sister is also in remission with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma at this time. And my dad is no longer here. He passed away from lung cancer. And my older brother, Rory, also passed away from kidney cancer. So cancer has really affected directly my family as well as so many others.
Answer this for me. And Lisa, I want to bring you in. Hi, Mom. How's it going? This is a fascinating thing for me because this has changed my life, right? Like 5 years ago this week, it changes your life in a way that you can't see coming in any way. And I would just say this for anyone that survived or been through it or been in caretaker mode or battle mode, as we called it, and, for all the years. And it sort of never leaves you and you remember it. But to be able to do something to give back all these years later and to parent through this. I mean, my friend Eric Sauer from There Goes My Hero, he battled. His wife had just given birth when he went in for his bone marrow transplant with an infant. She had a 5-year-old and 1-year-old. Their group, they feed the people who may have a 5 or 6-year-old child at home going to kindergarten and may or may not understand that dad's got cancer. So there's so many legs to this beyond the treatment and what your loved one is going through. And then the years later for my wife and her eyes because her tear ducts don't work and, various ailments that come on the backside of this. To parent through this and to have a child that grows up and understands this, that's a different purview of the world than this kid from Dundalk had until I was 45. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're right. It was, I had, at the time, Samantha was in kindergarten, and then I have a son who was in preschool. He was about 3 years old at the time. And I really don't know how I made it through that time the way we did, but the kids really didn't feel anything other than normalcy at that point. But I want to take it where you're talking about later on in life, this never really leaves you. There's after effects. Terry just got over being in the hospital again for 5 days with pneumonia. He had the flu, developed into pneumonia, and when our bodies get these diseases, we normally, when you're not immunosuppressed, you will fight it, you'll be sick a while, and then you'll get better.
Well, you don't see your immune system, and then it's taken away from you. And, I couldn't hug anybody for years. I mean, we lived a little bit of a bubble existence. And the Purell,
right.
I mean, you know all. I mean, that's one thing about the kindred spirit of the people that have been down this road to know, like, hey, why do you give airtime to this? Why do you talk about things like this on the radio? Because they matter. They matter to you. They matter to your family. They matter to the next person out there that's going to wind up getting diagnosed. I mean, it's just where we are. And once you become a part of this, the first time somebody in your reach has lymphoma or leukemia, they reach to you first. And people don't realize that every 4th or 5th day, twice a week, I will get someone somewhere. I reach 100,000 people with this crazy radio show I've done for 30 years, and they reach to me, and we are a first responder family now. Literally. We're like a safe home on the side. People email us, write us all the time and say, my daughter got cancer today. My aunt has leukemia. My mom has leukemia. What do we do? And there is no handbook. I mean, they hand you a handbook, but the only handbook you have are resources like what you guys are doing on Monday night. So, I tip my cap to you. The Beck family here, Lisa, Terry, Samantha, it is her bat mitzvah Monday night. Everyone's invited to Samantha's bat mitzvah. It's at Cooper's North. Everyone knows where that is as well. Terry, tell me what the food and all that good stuff is going to be on Monday night because I know it's fajita night. And I know we're getting up with basketball, baseball, women's basketball, hockey. There's always something going on the television, right?
Right. There's always something going on at Cooper's, correct. Thursday night, the tip-off for March Madness, so all 10 TVs will be rocking all the different games with all our different food specials. Monday night is fajita night. Patrick's going to be donating anywhere from 10 to 20% from the proceeds, starting at 11 a.m. for lunch, running through closing, 12 a.m. to 1 in the morning. Our fajita specials are $12, and all our families and customers can choose between steak, chicken, fish, and
shrimp,
and chicken.
You said chicken twice, but that's okay. I'll have chicken
shrimp.
twice. It's all good.
Sorry.
What if I want them all? What if I want a little bit of all of it? Can I have that?
You can mix and match, but
right.
We'll make it available on Monday, correct.
There is a Facebook page. I'll be sharing this out for everyone. Tell everybody how they can get involved. Obviously, LLS, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, doing lots of stuff. I think I've had 3 people so far this year reach to me for Man of the Year and Woman of the Year, and I'm trying to help all of them by doing radio segments. So if anybody else out there is doing anything cool you need me to know about, toss me an email, nasty@WNST.net. Well, I appreciate all you guys are doing. Samantha, happy bat mitzvah for you. I mean, I guess, how's this going to be for you? You're bringing the whole school out with you and all the friends. I mean, it's going to be a big night out at Cooper's on Monday, right?
Yeah, I've told a lot of my friends about it at school, and I've been posting about it on Instagram too. So a lot of my friends are going to be there.
Everybody's on Instagram, these kids today, I tell you what. Hey, congratulations on surviving, getting through this, giving back, doing something cool. And I am honored to share your message. And tell Patrick I said hello. Tell him I remember the original Cooper, too. And as before, we had burger trucks and fish taco bars and all that, and Irish joints. And I was in the other night. I went sláinte the other night on St. Patrick's Day weekend. So good stuff brewing over there. I was looking for some gumbo as well. So, hey, we appreciate all you guys are doing out there at Cooper's North on Monday night. It is March 25th, a Leukemia Lymphoma Society fundraiser, and you get to meet real survivors. You're going to be the only survivor there, Terry? You got more friends in your group coming out for this?
Probably myself as of right now. I'm not aware of any current friends or family.
Well, one miracle's enough for any room. It's all good. I always say that when my wife's in the room. I always bring a miracle into the room with me. Congratulations. Hang in there. I'm glad you're out of the hospital. Glad you're doing better, and glad you're continuing the battle and doing good work out there. Sam, thanks for being in touch. Lisa, Terry, appreciate you.
Thanks again, Nestor. Thank you.
Congratulations to your wife, too.
Monday, March 25th, Leukemia Lymphoma Society fundraisers up at Cooper's North. Go see them up there. Good people doing good stuff, local people in the community. It's all brought to you by our friends at Cole Roofing and, of course, Gordian Energy. I'm drinking out of my Cole Roofing mug. I got some Royal Farms blend in here, a little Kona blend. That's my jam. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Always that tasty blend in your cup. Don't forget that when you use the Rofo app and the rewards card, you get your points. So pump your gas, use your points, get your Western fries for free and your chicken for free. It's Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. I am headed to Phoenix, Arizona for the NFL owners meetings, searching out Robert Kraft and Steve Bisciotti and others, and finding out what's going on with the league. There'll be some rule changes, be some stuff, be some new coaches. I'll probably wind up drinking with Mike Tomlin because that's an annual tradition that I would not want to get in the way of, especially since it's probably closer to the end than the beginning, as he even realizes. I don't know. John might coach the Ravens another 12 years. I'm not sure. But I'm in Phoenix. Opening day around the corner. March Madness here. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore. And we never stop talking Baltimore sports and good stuff in the community.